Welcome to how to create a drag and drop exercise using Sheridan H5P. Every drag and drop exercise has three distinct elements. The first element is the target areas, as seen over here on the left. These targets happen to be labeled with text, but they don't have to be. The second element is the draggable elements that can be dropped onto the targets over here on the right. These draggable elements can be either text or images. Draggable elements can only be dropped on the targets that you set. You can see that when I click on a draggable element, the targets that I have assigned to that draggable element highlight. The final element that you don't see here is connecting the correct target with the correct draggable element. Remember the difference between where a draggable element can be dropped and what the correct answer is. It can be confusing. That difference will become clearer as we build a drag and drop exercise later. For now, I will show you the functionality of the drag and drop. So now that you've seen the basic functionality, let me create a new exercise. I will enter a title and select drag and drop. I enter a title and indicate whether I want it to be shown or not. You can add a background image here if your exercise involved, for instance, labeling a diagram. You can also decide whether you want your target drop zones highlighted or not when elements are being dragged. We can set some more advanced features under behavioral settings, such as giving points for individual elements or the whole task, or applying penalties or not for wrong answers. Default button text can be changed under text overrides and translation. For now, we will leave the defaults. Having completed our settings, we can now set up our exercise under Task. You can see the instructions below the task box, but let me make those instructions a little clearer. We start by creating our target areas with the Insert Drop Zone button. I will create 4 targets, and for this example, I will choose to show the label. I will also choose Enable Auto Align so that my dragged elements line up nicely when dropped. Otherwise, the elements can be dropped anywhere on the target area. You saw that behavior in the initial example that I showed. It looks nicer with Auto Align on. Once I click Done, I can now size and position the target drop zone. I change the size by dragging the edge. I change the position by dragging the entire target. You will see the position and size values change as you adjust the target. Pay attention to those values if you want all of your targets to be the same size. I will resize the target to 140 pixels by 40 pixels. I will create my second target and position it below the first target and change the size to match. And I will do the same for the third target, adjusting its size and position. Now I can start creating my draggable elements. I will create text for this example, but you can also see where images can be added instead. I click on the Advanced Text button and fill in the text I want to appear on the draggable element. Now I select the drop zones that I want this draggable element to be able to be dropped. This is not setting the correct answer, just setting where the element can be dropped. so I will go ahead and use Select All. Click Done and resize and reposition the element how you wish, just as you did with the targets. I want these text elements to be slightly smaller than the targets. Now I will create two more draggable elements, once again selecting all potential target drop zones. So I'm checking that the position of the elements are aligned, so the text is aligned with the text and the text boxes are also aligned with the targets using the position indicator. And the last draggable element. The final step is associating the target drop zone with the correct draggable element. Click the first target and click the Edit pencil. You may have to click twice to get the proper dialog box. You can see the draggable elements that I added appear here, so I can associate this target with its correct answer. Click Done and do the same for the other two targets. Your drag and drop exercise is now complete, and you can add the appropriate tags and click the Create button. I will now demonstrate the completed drag and drop.